Okay, so how do I feel about the group activity and the way it went? I felt that the group activity did not go so smoothly since we were late to the interview, and it showed a little bit of unprofessionalism. I felt also that the group interview did not go so well because the client spoke without us asking the questions. It just poured information out, and I felt that we didn't provide a guide to the interview. The strategies that we used to implement that helped us run the group more smoothly were nodding our heads and using nonverbal communication to show support for the client, and also building rapport with them, showing we're a profession that we're trying to help, and showing friendliness as well. That's basically the strategies we used. The similarities between our group and the other group was, I believe the nonverbal communication that we used was similar to their nonverbal communication, like the nodding of the head and the smiling, and trying not to have a lot of silences in between the questions. The differences were in the clients. I felt our client was I felt he was much more talkative. He didn't wait for the questions to be asked, and he already gave us all the information before we were asking. Whereas the other client, she was waiting for the questions to be asked first, and then she developed her answers. I felt that our group was, all of us kind of took a turn, and we didn't have like a leader in the group who led the discussion. Whereas in the other group, I felt that Brianna was kind of the leader of the group, and April kind of took also supporting role of the leader, and I felt that Victoria, she was a little bit more passive. But in our group, I didn't feel that we had one member who kind of led all the discussion. We had a little bit less structure than the other group, and that's the differences. The thing that I found challenging about running this group was processing all the data while the client was speaking, and also preparing the questions in my head at the same time, and making sure that we got all of the components down before, while listening and while preparing what questions we need to ask. The changes that I would make if I were given the opportunity to run this group again was I would start with acknowledging the fact that the Zoom interview is something we don't normally do. And in OT, in order to get the client acclimated to the environment and reduce his level of anxiety, because normally in a new environment, clients can experience anxiety, and also I wouldn't be late again. I would make sure that I would be prompt on time to show more professionalism. I would guide the questions more, and I would divide the questions between the three members to structure the interview much better, and to get more data and information out of the client.